finally revealed. The shocking truth about Chad Curtis that teammates tried to warn us about years ago. At 56, the former Yankees outfielder's dark story has fully unfolded, and it all started with a clubhouse fight that sent him to the disabled list. What happened between Curtis and Kevin Mitchell over a rap song would predict everything that came after. Chad Curtis wasn't your typical baseball player. Over 10 seasons, from 1992 to 2001, he bounced between 6 different teams, hitting 101 home runs and stealing 212 bases. His stats were decent, but Curtis became known for something else entirely: his behavior. From day one, Curtis presented himself as a moral compass in baseball. He called himself a Bible-believing Christian and wasn't shy about it. When HBO's Real Sports challenged players to take steroid tests, only 2 players agreed. Curtis was one of them, and he tested clean. This early moment helped build his reputation as a man of integrity. His teammate Gabe Kapler remembered Curtis as genuinely kind and someone who showed true care and warmth. Curtis approached batting practice with serious focus, appearing under control and unemotional. Everything seemed to point toward a player who lived by strong principles. But there was another side to Curtis that would eventually overshadow everything else. His strong religious beliefs came with an aggressive edge that created problems wherever he went. Curtis didn't just believe in his faith, he imposed it on everyone around him. His aggressive proselytizing became a defining characteristic that teammates dreaded. He would chastise players for missing chapel, listening to explicit rap music, and watching certain TV shows like The Jerry Springer Show. The most shocking example involved his Jewish teammate Gabe Kapler. Curtis explicitly told Kapler that he was going to hell if he didn't believe that Jesus Christ was his Lord and Savior. This wasn't a private conversation. Curtis made these statements openly and repeatedly. Kapler later admitted that Curtis's constant preaching could be irritating and that teammates generally despised his pushiness. Even in a sport where religious expression was common, Curtis crossed lines that made everyone uncomfortable. His moral framework wasn't just personal. It became a weapon he used to judge and control others. This pattern of behavior would escalate into physical confrontations that shocked the baseball world. The Kevin Mitchell incident in May 1997 revealed Curtis's true nature. While playing for the Cleveland Indians, Curtis objected to the lyrics of a rap song that teammate Kevin Mitchell was playing in the clubhouse. Instead of asking politely or walking away, Curtis immediately shut off the stereo. Mitchell wasn't having it. The confrontation exploded into a full physical fight, with both players throwing punches. Mitchell reportedly threw Curtis over a ping pong table, leaving Curtis with a bruised right thumb that landed him on the 15-day disabled list. The Indians released Mitchell shortly after. This wasn't an isolated incident. In April 2000, while playing for the Texas Rangers, Curtis nearly came to blows with Royce Clayton over the same issue: rap music in the clubhouse weight room. Curtis insisted on turning off the music, citing his objection to the lyrics. Clayton went public with his frustration, saying Curtis had too much self-pride and did not respect others in the clubhouse. Clayton suggested that team chemistry had declined since Curtis arrived. The pattern was clear. Curtis's moral convictions led to physical confrontations when others didn't comply with his standards. Curtis's problems extended beyond teammate disputes. He consistently clashed with coaches and management, earning a reputation as someone who couldn't be managed. Hall of Fame batting instructor Rod Carew called Curtis selfish and uncoachable after their 1994 argument. When a respected figure like Carew makes such a public statement, it speaks volumes about Curtis's attitude toward instruction and authority. Curtis also had a heated shouting match with general manager Bill Bavasi over his contract during the 1994 offseason. The dispute remained unresolved when the 1995 season began, showing Curtis's willingness to fight management over business matters. The most famous confrontation involved Derek Jeter during Curtis's time with the Yankees. When a brawl broke out between the Yankees and Seattle Mariners, Curtis became upset that Jeter was fraternizing with Mariners shortstop Alex Rodriguez instead of being aggressive. Curtis publicly scolded Jeter in front of teammates and reporters both near the dugout and at Jeter's locker. Curtis told Jeter that while he was a good player, he did not know how to play the game in that situation. Even worse, Curtis persistently solicited Jeter to attend chapel after Jeter had already declined. This public humiliation of one of baseball's most respected players crossed every line imaginable. And while Curtis was making headlines for the wrong reasons, you can stay focused on what matters, like never missing a game with Fubo. Get access to live sports and all your favorite teams without the drama. A Yankees official later said Curtis's preacher persona had ran its course and gotten tired, directly linking his behavior to his eventual trade from the team. His moral crusade was destroying his career. After retiring in 2001, Curtis pursued education to become a teacher. He returned to Michigan, working as a volunteer weight room trainer and substitute teacher at Lakewood schools. He was even set to become the head football coach. But Curtis's behavioral patterns followed him into his new career. In 2009, he was removed from his position as athletic director at North Point due to disagreements with the superintendent. Curtis claimed he was treated dishonestly and unfairly labeled as unethical. The most devastating revelation came in May 2012, when Curtis resigned from Lakewood Public Schools after several students accused him of inappropriate touching. By August 2012, he faced 6 counts of criminal sexual conduct. Curtis's trial began on August 12, 2013. 3 victims and 2 other individuals, all underage girls between 13 and 16 years old, testified against him. The testimony revealed that Curtis offered massages specifically to female athletes, but not to boys. On August 16, 2013, Curtis was found guilty on all 6 counts, including third-degree criminal sexual conduct involving sexual penetration. The man who had spent years preaching morality to his teammates was now a convicted sex offender. During sentencing, Curtis delivered an hour-long address that shocked everyone present. He accused all his victims of lying and claimed that they made unwelcome sexual advances to him. Instead of showing remorse, Curtis blamed the children he had victimized. Barry County prosecutor Julie Nakfor Pratt called it the most selfish, self-serving, victim-blaming statement I've heard in my career as a prosecutor. It speaks volumes about his character, or lack thereof. On October 3, 2013, Curtis was sentenced to 7 to 15 years in prison. His convictions were upheld by the Michigan Appeals Court in February 2015. A federal civil lawsuit found Curtis liable for battery against 4 girls, including the 3 from the criminal case. There were also allegations that he and his ex-wife attempted to hide assets. Gabe Kapler, who initially saw Curtis as genuinely kind, later expressed profound dismay. He said he was floored and had misjudged the character of a man so horribly. Kapler reflected that he felt blinded with the mantle of righteous moral authority he always tried to wear. The contrast between Curtis's public persona and his criminal convictions reveals a profound truth about human nature. His intense moral preaching may have functioned as a protective shield, allowing him to operate without suspicion while masking deeper, more troubling inclinations. Curtis's story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangerous potential for abuse when someone uses moral authority as camouflage. His selfish, self-serving, victim-blaming statement at sentencing was consistent with his earlier pattern of never accepting responsibility for his actions. From clubhouse disputes to criminal convictions, Curtis demonstrated a rigid personality that couldn't adapt to different social environments. His inability to respect boundaries, combined with his need to control others through moral judgment, created a trajectory that led from baseball conflicts to criminal behavior. The man who once chastised teammates for their music choices and told Jewish players they were going to hell ultimately became everything he claimed to stand against. His legacy is complex and deeply troubling, a reminder that public displays of morality don't always reflect genuine character. What do you think about Curtis's contradictions? How did someone who presented himself as morally superior end up committing such serious crimes? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more untold stories from the world.